Trump's tireless efforts to secure a lasting peace, I am glad to announce the signing of today's historic economic partnership agreement between the United States and Ukraine, establishing the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund.
In a significant development that could reshape both economic and geopolitical dynamics, the United States and Ukraine have signed an economic partnership agreement granting Washington access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals. In return, the US will establish a major investment fund aimed at boosting Ukraine's war-battered economy. The agreement, made official on Wednesday after weeks of tense and occasionally bitter negotiations, marks a milestone in US-Ukraine relations. The deal has been in works since President Donald Trump returned to the White House in January, with both sides seeking a strategic alignment of economic and security interests. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in a statement said, "To be clear, no state or person who financed or supplied the Russian war machine will be allowed to benefit from the reconstruction of Ukraine."
Trump's tireless efforts to secure a lasting peace, I am glad to announce the signing of today's historic economic partnership agreement between the United States and Ukraine, establishing the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. This partnership allows the United States to invest alongside Ukraine to unlock Ukraine's growth assets, mobilize American talent, capital, and governance standards that will improve Ukraine's investment climate and accelerate Ukraine's economic recovery. The Development Finance Corporation will participate and help to establish this fund in collaboration with the government of Ukraine. Today's agreement signals clearly to Russian leadership that the Trump administration is committed to a peace process centered on a free, sovereign, and prosperous Ukraine over the long term. It's time for this cruel and senseless war to end. The killing must stop, and both the United States and the government of Ukraine look forward to quickly operationalizing this historic economic partnership for both the Ukrainian and American people.
The signing ceremony took place in Washington, D.C., with Ukraine's economy minister Yulia Svyrydenko in attendance to represent Kyiv. The event followed a nerve-wracking 24 hours during which a last-minute dispute over the specific documents to be signed almost derailed the entire agreement. The deal had originally been slated for February during Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's visit to Washington. However, that visit was unexpectedly cut short following a tense Oval Office meeting, pushing finalization of the agreement to the spring. Despite the friction along the way, the final terms were locked in this week, giving the US access to Ukraine's rich reserves of rare earth elements, crucial materials for manufacturing electronics, defense systems, and clean energy technologies. In return, the US will create a new investment fund focused on infrastructure, energy, and economic recovery in Ukraine, which continues to grapple with the devastation from Russia's ongoing invasion. Ukrainian Economy Minister Svyrydenko emphasized that while the agreement opens a door to foreign investment and cooperation, it firmly protects Ukraine's sovereignty over its natural resources. The new partnership is being viewed as a strategic win for both nations, for Ukraine, the much-needed economic support, and for the United States, a critical supply of rare earth materials as global competition with China over these resources intensifies. As Secretary Bessent put it, the deal not only strengthens the US-Ukraine alliance, but also sends a broader message to Moscow, which is the West remains committed to Ukraine's sovereignty and long-term recovery, both on the battlefield and in the global marketplace.